everyone, welcome back to Our Place. We are excited to continue our services series today with Rebecca Camp from PPF Athletics.
Hey.
You're going to be celebrating 10 years tomorrow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, we're very excited. It's been a great 10 years. A lot has been learned, and we're ready to come to the community even more fierceful in the next 10 years.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, now we know you're opening a day program and we'll get to that after we cover, but tell us a little bit about the athletic portion of your guys' business.
Okay, so PPF Athletics has three main program areas in it. We train athletes, so that can be from our elementary, middle, high, college, and professional athletes. And then we also have our general fitness program, and then we have our adapted fitness program. So our adapted fitness program caters to individuals with special needs. We work with varying levels, abilities, basically everyone within that particular population. We bring a modified fitness program to them. We do one-on-one sessions, and then we also do small group sessions.
Okay. And are you working, is it something that people can just sign up for? Or are you working with schools or service providers or all of the above?
We haven't really integrated too much into the schools, but we do work with just everyone. We do have some service providers that we do work with. I know like some of the family support groups.
Yeah.
They are very aware of our program. We also work with just the families as a whole. So our programs are year round. Their classes are offered throughout the week, and it just runs on a monthly membership, just like any other gym.
Yeah.
And so what's really cool about our program is we are working out in the middle of everyone else within our facility. So the participants in the adaptive program really are a part of our gym. We're not secluding ourselves or anything like that. We are completely integrated. They're part of our community. Everyone at the gym, from our athletes to our adults, they all know of our program and they fully support it. So that sense of belonging is really big for our participants in the classes.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So tell us, because I know we talked previously, we hear of all of these programs that really focus on cognitive ability and, kind of like doing a thing where you sit in front of an iPad and hit the different colors and how important all that is. But you talk about how important exercise and movement is, and it's just as important as any other thing any of these kids would be going through.
This population is no different than our general population.
Yeah.
Fitness and health and fitness and wellness should really be at the top of our priority list, but oftentimes in general, as a population as a whole, we put it on the bottom. So, we see this with anyone who walks through our front doors. We may need to lose weight or just overall general fitness, being able to walk your sidewalks. Particularly for our individuals with special needs, we do have there's some other things that come into play. Some of our kids might be on medications. Medications can cause us to gain weight. A lot of times our friends live more of a sedentary lifestyle. We're more apt to want to retreat to an iPad or a computer, or, a common thing is trying to pull them out into that social side. So, fitness makes you feel good. Exercise makes you feel good. It gets those natural endorphins going, and that's going to just help across the board with our functioning as a whole. I have some parents who have told me that they felt like their verbal communication has increased over the time that they've spent coming consistently in and working out. There's a lot of sensory feedback that goes on in an exercise program. So all of that's going to play a role into benefiting health as a whole.
Yeah. And so walk us through a little bit what a class looks like. What can the parents expect for their kids to participate in?
Okay. Our general class, we max out at about 8 or 9 participants. We have a coach and a helper. The class is very structured in that it's the same kind of sequence of events that goes on per class. So we come in, we do a warm up. Some days we're going to learn a new skill. So it might be a new particular movement that we'll learn, and then we do an actual workout itself. And then after that, we have a cool down. So it's the same type of routine and sequence. So the kids always know what's coming next.
Yeah.
I incorporate the use of visual supports. May that be pictures or words. We use lists to show what our workouts are. Basically making sure the environment that we're working out in is structured and laid out so our guys know what to do next.
Yeah.
In addition to that, that builds that independence. And so that's another thing within these group is getting them to become more independent and comfortable in what they're doing.
Yeah. And are the classes broken out by age, or do you have maybe a 10-year-old that would be in a class with a 18-year-old?
So we break it down. I break it into elementary and then our upper grades is how we do it. I find that our elementary age kids need something different than our older kids do. So that's why we just break them into those two groups. If I have some kids that maybe have a little more needs involved in getting us to attend to task or maintain within a group, those are the kids we might pull out and do one-on-ones with.
Okay. And we've had a lot of people ask us questions about services, and they kind of struggle to find services for their kid, whether it be swim lessons, a day program, or an athletic program like yours. So what advice would you give to parents who are looking for programs like yours? Because honestly, there aren't too many that are out there like publicizing it, I guess I should say.
Right. I mean, I would definitely talk to your teachers at your schools. Our schools have a wealth of knowledge for us. There's a lot of resources there. It's just really, your OTs, your speech, your teachers, any of the groups that are out there. I see more and more every day, groups that are trying to bring our families resources and let them know what's going on. And it's just really doing that research. Unfortunately, I guess when you're looking in advertising and marketing, it's harder to market this because you don't get as much feedback as you would a general, type of program that's out there.
Yeah.
But
well, hopefully we'll change that.
Yes.
Submit a business like yours. We always say that to our map so you guys can easily access and find services in your area. But so the other thing I want to talk about, because I've talked to a lot of parents that are like, I just want to connect with other parents who are in the same situation as me. And with you guys having the program that you have you seen the participants in your classes connect and form friendships? And have you seen that with the parents as well?
Absolutely. We had a group, actually, it was right before COVID hit. We had COVID really, of course, everyone knows COVID kind of rocked everyone. But we would, when the kids would come and work out, I have kids that might be there 2-3 days a week doing classes. So the parents would sit in the lobby and they'd shut the door and they'd be like, the kids are yours for the next hour and we're going to have our time. And they would sit and talk a lot and give each other advice and resources, but also outside of the gym, they started doing things together as a group. And that's just really important for our kids to know that we can become part of an organization or a group, and that we can carry those relationships outside of just that building.
Yeah.
So that has definitely been beneficial for our families.
Oh yeah, definitely. Everyone involved, I would think. So you have been doing this for 10 years and now you are starting a day program.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us a little bit about that. We have families who might not even know what a day program is. So walk us through that a little bit.
Okay. So August of this year, we are launching our PPF integrated day program. The day program is intended for individuals who have transitioned out of high school. So This can be anywhere from 18 and up, depending on when you have, I guess, per se, graduated or
Yeah.
ended your high school period. The day program is intended as a resource for our families. Through some of the time I've spent working within the school systems, talking to a lot of families has been, I don't know what we're going to do when we get out of school. I know that he's not going to go to one of these universities that, we just know that's something he might not be interested in.
Yeah.
I've talked to families who are like, well, I'm not sure if he wants to work yet, but I don't want him just sitting at home. And that really should be a number one priority for us working with our older adults, is that we do not want them just sitting at home. We didn't spend years of education to then leave school and we're just sitting, not doing nothing.
Right.
Sedentary lifestyles are not healthy across the board. So that was one. I've been thinking about it for several years and knowing that we lack those resources. I think I came across a statistic the other day that it was over 100,000 kids a year transition out of high school. So where are they going? And
Right.
we're not putting them in full-time jobs. We're not, we have more and more universities that are opening up, but we also have this whole subsection that really doesn't have a lot.
Right.
And so that was one of my major motivations with it. So our day program has a major, of course, focus on health and wellness, because that is something that's the cornerstone of what we do. In addition, it's developing and furthering, cultivating relationships with one another, relationships with businesses and maybe nonprofit organizations within our community, and also developing hobbies and interests within our young adults. We naturally are going to go out and seek out becoming part of groups. If we like arts or sports,
Right.
or something like that, we're going to try to find those groups and integrate ourselves in there. And so that's my goal with this, as that enrichment, that quality of life, is to help further develop this and further transition our young adults into some of these types of hobbies and interests.
Yeah. And is it, for people who might not know, is it 7 days a week? Is it 5 days a week? Is it 8 to 5? Like, what is it? What does a day look like, I should say?
So right now, when we are starting, we're going to be starting Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2.
Okay.
So within that time, we have a 14-passenger bus that we're able to take our participants out into the community to participate in various activities. Our day program is actually attached to our facility. So we have a new facility that our PPF Athletics is going to be housed in, and we have 2,000 square feet of built out space that is dedicated to the day program.
Okay.
So it makes it really awesome because we're pretty much attached to a gymnasium. So everything we need recreationally in that regard is on site. And then we'll be able to leave our facility to venture out, into the community and participate within those activities.
And are you guys going to accept waiver and private pay, or both, or one or the other?
Both. We will accept waiver and private pay.
Okay, awesome. So that's another thing that I like to cover, because, we have a lot of people in this community who are single parents or working 2 jobs or have to work nights and all of this kind of stuff. So I want to take a step back and first start with the athletic piece. You've seen so many benefits in your guys' participants. And if somebody maybe couldn't afford to be in a program or is working, and how am I going to get my kid there? What could you tell them they could be doing at home or on their own to even see a little bit of the benefits that you're seeing?
I mean, just the basics, honestly. Getting out and walking. Walking is a huge one. Walking in your neighborhoods. Basic things like push-ups, sit-ups, air squats, putting together a little sequence. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of things like that can make working out be fun. I know some parents they work out alongside their child. or their young adult, and that has really been beneficial for them. You know, there's just moving, being
Yeah.
active,
Yeah.
getting outside, going swimming. That is tremendous. That's great for you physically.
Yeah.
Anything like that, if they can't get in and participate in an organized activity.
Yeah. And when we talk about day programs, because we have, again, talked about this a lot, everyone should know if you do not receive waiver and you cannot afford to be in a program, there are other options available to you. There is grants, there is
Yep.
other type of government funding outside of the waivers that could help you get a little bit of money. There's organizations that provide scholarships and all that kind of stuff. So don't feel like because you're not on waiver and you can't afford it, you're out of luck, because that's definitely not the case.
Yes. And
And
that's why a program like your organization that you're starting is going to be valuable, because a lot of parents don't know that piece right there.
yeah,
A lot of families have been waiting for Social Security for like 10 years, or waiting to get put on the list. And there are definitely other areas out there and other organizations that want to help. They know there's a need for it. They just might not be able to make the connection with the families that actually need the support.
yeah. So you're opening your day program in August, and you
Yes.
said that you're kind of starting to do some tours now. And one thing that we have talked about that I always like to ask is, what are things that parents should be looking for? How do you look at something and go, that's a fit for my child? Because, it's hard to let them go a little bit. I mean, that's hard for any parent, but especially, if you've taken care of them all on your own for 22 years.
True.
So what
I
kind of
think that
things?
I think you have to look at, like, what are they going to be doing all day?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's something definitely. What is enriching for them? Some of our friends come to the table with an inability to communicate effectively, right? So we might be taking them to this place and they absolutely loathe going there. And how do we express that? It goes through behavior, and we might be bored, or we might not even like the people we're there with. And these young adults have every right in the world to feel that way about whatever organization or whatever program they're becoming part of, the same way you and I do. So it's looking for what types of activities that are keeping our friends engaged throughout the day. Are we continuing to build on those skills? Just because we've transitioned out of high school, out of secondary school, doesn't mean we don't stop learning. And
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that we don't need to maintain some of those skills that we established and worked many years on. We just have to transfer that now into real life. And I think that that's really probably a major thing that parents should look at.
Yeah.
Functionally, how is my child going to continue living and building independence within society, within their community? Safety, and I think also qualifications of your staff and understanding the population that you serve.
Yeah. Is there, and actually this is going to be a learning experience for me too. So when you look at even your day program, is there a certain, I would say, like, severity of disability that you say it might not be a fit for me with this, or are you guys kind of open to taking in anyone and everyone?
So one thing I do know is there are a lot of programs that, they might say, okay, if we have any sort of behavioral issues, we're not really prepared to deal with that, so we're going to steer clear of that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a background in working with kids with severe behavioral needs. So that behavior component to me, which often I think some organizations might just kind of take a step back from, I don't really step back from as much. So I like to say it's on a family basis. We are not equipped to be taking care of like medically fragile and those types of things. So, I've dealt a lot with kids with seizures, with those types of medical issues, and that's one thing. But dealing with, our wheelchair bound, medically fragile, that more severe in that regard, we are not equipped to deal with that. But in terms of the other needs that a lot of our young adults come with, that's on a family needed basis, you
Okay.
know. Ideally, we want you to be at a functioning level that we are able to start building and working on independent skills in the community and within our facility, of course.
Yeah. And for those that maybe have that more fragile child that's going to be aging into adult, there are programs out there for you too.
Absolutely, there are.
I think 26,000 across the United States, and those are
Yeah.
just the ones that accept Medicaid waiver. That doesn't include any of the private pay organizations.
Exactly. And you know, a lot of those programs are going to be equipped with you might have a nurse on staff. You might have stuff like that that really is needed for those particular.
Yeah, in a different facility. I mean, if you're in a wheelchair and stuff, it might be a little bit different. So we'll definitely have to follow up with you, because we have talked to a lot of parents and a lot of people who are part of programs that the parents go, my child couldn't do something like that. They wouldn't be comfortable and stuff. And then they kind of challenge them and they do it, and they end up like having all of these skills and stuff. I'm sure you've seen it within the.
Oh, for sure. In our adaptive fitness program, I remember the first class I had one of the parents come to me and she was like, this is so awesome, but are you nuts? She was like, how are you going to maintain all of this? And we are running. There is no time to sit. Like, that is the thing about it. We are hands-on and fully involved.
Yeah.
You know, it's myself and I have one other coach, and then we have a couple assistants, and it's hands-on. It's keeping our groups going. And that's the same expectation that the day program holds as well. It's not a sit back, you know, we're not going to be involved. Our goal is to continue to develop and grow.
Yeah.
Because
and they're capable of it too. So the kids that are going to be participating. Yeah. So tell us about, for people who are watching, how they would find your program, and if they were interested in looking into your day program and getting a tour, how they would do that.
Okay, great. So we're going to start tours of the day program in mid-June. So right now, if anyone's interested in wanting to tour, just shoot me a message, an email, or I can get my contact info up as well. You can check out our website at www.ppfathletics.com. And the name of our adapted program is Integrated. Okay. It's PPF Integrated. And on that page, it has all of our programs that we offer.
Okay. And I always say, it's a start. Like, if you think that it could be an option for you, and even if you're not in the area, I always kind of find you could possibly direct them to somebody if you cannot accommodate their needs. Check us out. Obviously, you guys will be featured on the Our Places map as well. But there's things out there. There's programs out there for your kids. We want everyone to know that. So get involved, get in there. You'll meet other parents. Your kids will meet people. It'll be
Fantastic. Get out there and go. I mean, I think that's the number one thing. Be part of your community. Use your resources. They're out there. You just got to ask. Yeah. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. That's always my saying. So if you don't know the answer, someone else is going to know it. You just have to keep asking.
Yeah, that's right. And then share it so everyone knows what the answer is.
So we can spread the word.
Well, Rebecca, we're excited to follow up with you guys. Maybe towards the end of the year, we'll do another interview. You can tell us all about the progress you've seen in your day program and your members, but we really appreciate the time. And again, head over to PPF Athletics website if you're interested in participating in the programs, and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks so much.